Hey guys, I know I said I would be live at some point, and I wanted to make sure I didn't let anybody down. I was in the emergency room for a while, and I have felt like garbage, but I haven't been able to breathe very good. My blood oxygen level wouldn't go up, yada yada yada. So it's just been hell. And then they told me I had the flu, and then they told me that after being diagnosed with the flu, that I had pneumonia, and I've just been a mess. And so, but I'm not going to let anybody down, not my people. No, I said as soon as I got home, I from it or whatever was feeling okay enough, I would get on here. And so here I am. You know what I'm saying? So I was going to put Bus on, but they're arguing right now about Fupa Cheese, the new host or whatever, and her going IRL with Shani for Christ and Rev. I don't know much about them or whatever, but I know that I've heard they're bad people or whatnot, child abusers or some kind of stuff like that. I don't know much. I'd have to really figure it out on them, but I know that they're going after her right now and that, and it's like they have just literally made the almost the entire stream harping on her about that, which I get, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh, I don't want to hear about it anymore. Like, it's one thing with AMBERLYNN, but I don't know this Fupa lady from anything else. You know what I mean? So whatever. But I do want to read the tarot on AMBERLYNN. So what I like to do first, really, if I get into depth, it's one thing. But right now, I was just going to do the 3 card draw, which is past, present, and future, just to see what comes up for the girl, you know? So, and I love to do readings. So if you guys ever want one, just let me know in the comments. Um, I'm not going to charge you like Quirky Love Rosie or nothing. You don't know what I'm saying. Oh, and then there was some drama with her, with her as well. Where like AMBERLYNN automatically assumed that it was about Quirky Love Rosie when she said this, which is why I think AMBERLYNN, why I think you don't understand why people get so pissed off at you is because of stuff like this too. Like they were talking about a Rosie person that was going to be going on to the Queen's show on Thursday, and I guess like this Rosie person was somebody that had been trying out to be on the bus show, so it had nothing to do with Quirky Love Rosie. Well, AMBERLYNN automatically took it as it was and decided to just start throwing her under the bus for no apparent reason at all. And I found that to be like really awful on her part when she was, claiming to be a good friend of hers. And so then I tried to tag QLR in it on TikTok, not even thinking that she would give two shits about it. And she like immediately responded. She was just like, "It's not me." And I'm like, I was just trying to show you AMBERLYNN's ready to throw you under the bus at the drop of a hat, but I guess she didn't want to hear it. So then she made some community post and whatnot, whatever. I'm also going to be doing reactions to QLR content along with ALR. But ALR, if you don't got anything better than this low cow shit, I don't know how long I can last with it because your smug, nasty fucking attitude on there makes me literally want to pull my own hair out. I can't deal with it. You are so insufferable. I don't know how you're going to go back to your real channel um after all this is said and done. Like if you think you're going to go back and get the same kind of viewership, I don't think so. I really don't. I think it's going to be reaction channels viewing your content and then doing our content. And that's what people are going to watch because you on your own, I don't think people are going to give you the view anymore. And to be totally honest, I just don't. I think you are completely insufferable. You have gone back on every bit of accountability we thought you had a little bit of, but you don't. You look well over 600 pounds. You won't even be accountable for that. You are silencing people from doing content about you on there. to try to get out your entire story, because and then that to me is just wrong, because she is with a death feeder right now, and someone Zay Zuda was going to do a deep dive on that and was completely told not to, and that she couldn't do it. And to me, that's disgusting. You guys are protecting an abusive, nasty person on there. And I guess that's your lore on the low cow thing, but I'm not going to give you guys my view, or I'm not going to give AMBERLYNN per se my view. I'm going to get my stuff from Apathetic Facts or Barbecue Chillin' or whoever else that I can get it from. I'm not going to be giving my view to them anymore, or AMBERLYNN. I feel like if that I feel like I'm part of the problem if I am going on there and watching that bullshit. It's disgusting. It really truly is. So I'm going to do this reading, and then I have a video of the lore of her soft love with Tommy that will kind of give you guys an insight if you don't know already, so that you can see what, where we're coming from with the whole Tommy issue and whatnot. And why we say the things we do say. If you go and look at Roxy_unfiltered, I forgot the 3 numbers at the end. Shoot, I think it's 702 or something like that. Anyway, if you go to her video, she used to be on the local live things, and Roxy did a great video about the past between Tommy and her ex. She really did. So the video today that we're going to watch, though, is a video on the lore of AMBERLYNN's soft love. Chris! Sorry. Yeah, ask them. Whoa. Whoa. See, it's got to be the feeling. You know what I'm saying? I got to see it. Oh. Oh. Goodness gracious. Yeah, okay, sorry. It was like stuck in there. Oh, I gotta go get my inhaler, I think. I'm gonna go grab that just a second here. Once we put on the video, I'm gonna go grab my inhaler. Now, this is past, present, and future of AMBERLYNN, okay? So, thank you, expression lesson nerd and negotiable journeymans or whatever. So the past, AMBERLYNN's past, we've got the 8 of Pentacles upright. So it's like she had a passion, and she had I think it's pertaining to a mastery and a diligence to herself, really. And she had a passion for YouTube when she first started, didn't she? We felt like there was a little bit more love for the platform at that time. And in her very beginning, she didn't have to lie or do anything like that to get people to watch her videos. She did, though. But I'm just saying, like, she was working hard towards something. She was trying to build herself on the platform itself and everything like that. And it was started off innocent and kind of like we were trying to just kind of see where things were going to go with it, right? And then we get to her present, which is the Knight of Swords reversed. And yeah, I would say she's very scatterbrained, disorganized. She is, and I think partly that this is because of the low cow business, but she's careless, she's unhinged, she's, she isn't doing anything that's of her full potential, because she has lazily been sitting there just doing this whole live stream thing. There's no accountability, there's no trying to change, there's no not even weight loss activities going on. It's basically pure laziness, pure disregard for herself, pure disregard for her audience. You know what I mean? And then we've got for her future, the Queen of Wands reversed. So I guess it's saying she's going to remain like this shell of a person, basically empty inside, um, jealous and insecure like she is now, selfish like she is now, focused on herself, very vain, but behind that fake vain attitude she's got, that fake fucking I'm better than you fucking depiction that she tries to give us, is behind all that is insecurity, hatred for herself, hatred for how her channel has ended up, all that kind of thing. And it looks like it's going to last even into her near future, and that she's going to remain very demanding, very aggressive towards her audience. And it's sad to think that she's going to continue that kind of behavior, because you kind of think that maybe Amberlynn will turn it around and maybe things will get to be different for her and she won't be this horrible shell of a human that she's become. But it's literally all she knows how to be anymore, for real. Like I don't see any change in her at all. So she shows poor frontal lobe activity and low empathy behavior. Tells us that if she doesn't understand why she needs to change, she is missing that part of her brain. It's so sad. It is. It really, truly is. All she wants to do is sit there and claim that everybody hates her. And she hates the hate. Sorry, you have to excuse me. I'm sick right now, so my brain is like not functioning properly. But like, you know how normal people like you or I can take accountability. We can be self-aware, right? And we don't just take accountability by simply stating I take accountability like Amberlynn does, right? But she has that narcissistic part of her. Oh, hey, Jiminy the Queen, how are you? Oh, dang it, you missed the reading. I can do it again or do another one if you'd like. Um, but yeah, like I believe that she's so lost in trying to just say that everything's hate and all this. I mean, I can't put together my thought properly, apparently. I will get there. Why don't we start this video? Let me go grab my inhaler. Yes, I do readings. If you want one, I'll give you one real quick. I like to do the 3-card draw, those real because they're quick for like the past, present, and future. Would you like me to do? Thank you so much, Isabel. You know what? Let me grab my inhaler really quick. I'll start this video. I'll pause in between, and I got anybody who wants a reading, I'll give you one. I don't mind. I love doing them. They're so much fun. I forgot to put that in my damn title. See, I'm not with it today, guys. I'm just not there. I'm trying, though. Trust me, I am. Okay. I'll be right back. Let's start this video, though. Let me see here. This bitch, I swear to God.
I'm a lesbian, or at least I think I'm a lesbian. Yes, but I'm the biggest. Let's be real. This is just to prove. What? Come on here and have a good time. Oh yeah. Oh, they saw my tum tum. The moon landing didn't happen. Oh, sorry, I heard. See, I can run, folks. Emily wanted me to smash her. Literally. My girlfriend behind my back was calling me Porcahontas. Yeah, she called me Porcahontas, but like what? You asked Emily about my hygiene. She ate my pussy and she ate my pussy good. And she loved every fucking second of it. Because I'm not used to something that feels so like calm, like a soft love. I have never been with someone so vindictive and like genuinely like scary in my life.
Hey girls, how you doing? With all the exciting drama we have now, I thought it would be a good idea to recap everything and try to see how this relationship was and how we got here.
Are you talking to someone new? Yes, I am. Okay, guys, so there's something that I want to tell you about. I know it's like really soon and sudden, like I understand that, but timelines are not a thing. And you guys know that with me. I have a girlfriend. Yes, I do. And we are in a long distance relationship. I want to just like share this side of me. I'm not a secret. And I feel special. I feel loved. I feel important. I feel like a priority. Like those aren't feelings that I felt for a very long time. Like I feel genuinely seen, like as a person. We will be meeting in person literally before this month is even over. But when I would see the red flags, I would admit like, oh, that is hardcore red flag, or oh, that's triggering my BPD, or oh wow, this relationship is making my mental illness actually worse. Like I see these things, and it's like I get so like delusional with this relationship. I haven't seen a red flag. And I'm over here like, is that a red flag? That there is no red flags? See, that's just me like wanting to self-sabotage pretty much because I'm not used to something that feels so like calm, like a soft love. And I strictly remember a couple months ago writing in my journal, saying how bad I craved like a soft, gentle love.
At this point, she hasn't even met Tommy in real life. They were just talking online, and she was talking as if she knew everything about her.
And her name is Tony. So yeah, I'm really excited. I have to share this with you guys. And I know like this is crazy and probably coming out of nowhere. It's like the universe is like, we got you, AMBERLYNN. We got you, Tommy. Like you guys are about to be happy together. And like we really are. How long have I known her? Literally today marks exactly a month since she messaged me for the first time. The energy is giving very much like when you know, you know. Has she seen my body? Does she know about my size? Yes, we FaceTime a lot. And normally like when I've FaceTimed in the past with like partners, I like show the ceiling. I'm very much like this coded, like MySpace angles, but with her, I'm super comfortable. And I'm like, this is me. Like I've shown her my legs, my body, my just everything. Okay, so something's happening. I'm feeling the nerves. The nerves are officially kicking in. She lands in like 10 minutes. I'm just genuinely so happy. I know I'm crying, but it's just like I'm sad that she had to leave. But it's not the end. Things are about to change.
While AMBERLYNN was living her delusional life, she posted a clip of her and Tommy, and of course, people figured out who she was in 0.5 seconds. Tommy was in a relationship with her ex-fiancé, who just died 2 months before Tommy messaged AMBERLYNN. The woman was morbidly obese, weighed over 1,000 pounds, and bedbound while being with Tommy. However, she wasn't just in a relationship with an obese woman. These two were on a feeder fetish website, as a couple sharing their journey and fetishes with the people on the website. When Colin, Tommy's ex, was in a nursing home and mobile for being 900 pounds, Tommy was updating people on her health conditions.
There are so many rumors being made up about her, things that are just like wild. So the first thing is, no, she is not a feeder. People think that she's a feeder and she's definitely not that. Like, yes, she has a specific type, but I'm letting you guys know that like every single person that I've been in a relationship with, everyone that you guys have known, they said that they prefer girls and guys. She is not a feeder. I would never in a million years be in a relationship with one.
After being exposed for being a feeder, they staged the first fake breakup.
Because of this,
oh my God.
Now my ex, we're not together anymore, and this has left her like...
Girl, me too. I was trying to sit in there and watch it for a minute before I came in here because I thought, you know, maybe she would say something that I want to talk about and we could look at it. I don't even want to put people through that. I cannot. It is insufferable. I don't know how anyone from Girl World sits in there and watches that shit. I can't do it. I feel like us in Girl World, we are way smarter than that. And all we want is a decent conversation with the bitch in order for her to understand where we're coming from. And then maybe be like, this is how I'd like to change. This is how I take accountability. Something. But she's got to scream and yell and fight and everything we say is wrong and she won't admit to anything. And it's like, literally, I feel like my kids are smarter than you, bitch. You know what I mean? Like I could literally call my own child out on something and they will take more accountability as a teenager than you ever will or have, you know, like, oh my God. And then this new bitch that they have on there, the Fupa Cheese girl, she's all right. I just don't know what to think about her. I don't know much about her yet, you know, and they're coming out with this stuff that she did and I are in real life, you know, whatever. They're just trying to make someone as hated as AMBERLYNN or something. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't know. I don't really know who Shani and Rev are, but from what I've heard, they aren't the greatest people.
Like literally, like her mental health has gone down so much. But all these people who act like they care about me and they're worried about me, bull. Like, right? You guys have never wanted to see me happy. There are so many of you who love to see me miserable.
I'm sorry, I keep pausing in the middle of this. I know we're trying to hear it or whatever. But yeah, I don't think Girl World should. Honestly, I think that the reason that it's going the way it is, the reason that AMBERLYNN has the platform there that she even has, is because Girl World, a lot of them have gone over there to watch her. And I just think if we all stop watching that crap and give the view to like apathetic facts or whatever instead to watch the recap of it, that's what we should be doing in Girl World, because it's just insufferable over there. I can't. It's so ignoramusly ignorant. I can't even I have my boyfriend in there screaming at AMBERLYNN. It's like, oh my God, what have I done? Oh.
Tommy showed us how she moves from the beginning. After this staged breakup, she was talking to random people on Instagram and answering questions about her and
right.
AMBERLYNN's relationship.
One for the team.
She would confess that she was looking for anything serious, and she was saying that AMBERLYNN was love bombing her, and how the reaction channels have valid points for criticizing her. Tommy and AMBERLYNN started posting together again, and we found out that they actually didn't break up. And AMBERLYNN's best friend, Alexis, posted that she is no longer friends with AMBERLYNN, and it is because of her relationship with Tommy. She said that Tommy was really harmful for AMBERLYNN, and their relationship was toxic. She said that Tommy was controlling and manipulative. Another shocking allegation came out about Tommy. People found out that she was in another toxic relationship with a woman named Megan.
Mind you, when Tommy left Colleen, it was 2 months later when she started talking. Not when she left her, when Colleen passed away, unfortunately. Tommy took 2 months and was already with AMBERLYNN. Before that, before being with AMBERLYNN, literally only a month after Colleen had passed, Tommy was with the girl named Megan, who she locked in the basement and had walking all over the house naked. And apparently something happened and Megan had pulled out a weapon on her. I'm not saying that's okay, but there had to be some kind of reason for that to have started. And I think it was because she was realizing what was really going on. They were fighting or something. Tommy doesn't seem like she's real easy to deal with. You know what I mean? And it seems to me like AMBERLYNN and her, with their toxicity already happening in their relationship, not even a couple, only being like they're together for a couple months and then already fighting and things like that, should show you who Tommy is, Amber. And yet you're still willing to be with her. And you have gained a significant amount of weight. I will say Tommy has too. I have pictures of her where, holy gosh, she must have gained like 50 pounds, but still she's nowhere near the size of AMBERLYNN, right? But AMBERLYNN has gained a significant amount of weight. And I couldn't watch my spouse gain that much weight, knowing that they're already at risk highly of sudden death and things like that. I would be scared to death every single day that my girlfriend wouldn't wake up in the morning or something like that. I wouldn't want to contribute to her making it worse. So, I mean, if your girlfriend doesn't seem to give two shits if you live or die, how is that a good relationship? You know what I mean? I just don't understand it. And honestly, I think that AMBERLYNN is just like a fetish tool for Tommy. So it's sad.
Where Megan trapped Tommy in a basement using a weapon. Megan's ex went to a reaction channel to give some information about this case. Megan was married, but ended the relationship to date and live with Emily. The person claimed that Emily made Megan sleep in the basement, walk around the house naked, and pushed her to eat crap food and ignore her diabetes. There was also the allegation that Emily filmed Megan while naked when they were arguing. After an unknown length of time of this happening, there was the incident where Megan somehow trapped Emily in the garage at the house. The charges also included a weapon, but that charge seems to have been dismissed.
This kind of victim shaming is not only misleading, it's downright disgusting. It wasn't a simple incident in a garage. As you can see from the charges listed about Tommy's ex, there was a weapon involved. A weapon. Please just think about that for a minute. With multiple ways to escape a garage, Tommy couldn't. Think about why. The truth is that her abuser was charged with felony charges for their actions, and Tommy has spent years working on healing and working through trauma her ex caused. A lot of people are saying that Tommy must have provoked her into holding her hostage with a weapon for hours. If that were true, Tommy's ex would not have been convicted. Provoking someone or self-defense, it would not have gotten her ex convicted for the millionth time, period. It's incredibly hurtful to see the narrative twisted in this way, and I feel compelled to speak out because no one should ever be made to feel like they are the perpetrator when they are the victim. I stand by Tommy because I know the full story, and I've known the full story the whole time. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know.
Then Tommy was on Instagram telling people that they broke up and
Oh,
AMBERLYNN
okay.
was threatening to ruin her life.
Oh,
Did we break up? Yes, we did. Anna, we broke up because the hate is...
girl, I'm so sorry. I should have known. I'm a Gemini. I feel so silly now looking at your name. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm just... something's wrong up there right now. I'm telling you. When I'm sick, I have no brain. So sorry. I feel so bad.
Too much for her. The rumors are too much, which I get it. And I'm not gonna lie, like I tried to explain that to her before
Actually,
I even revealed.
When they jump out like that, sorry to interrupt again. Oh, I'm sorry. But when they jump out like that, for me, that's the spirits, the spirit guides, like they really got something to say. They really want you to know something. That's what that tells me. So just so you know, it's not a bad thing.
Her, I was like, I get a lot of hate, and I just didn't explain like the depth of it because I hadn't shown like a person I was in a relationship with for like years. And I'm telling you, if I was capable of walking away from YouTube, then like literally I would.
From this point forward, AMBERLYNN was acting like she was single, all while she was still with Tommy. There would be rumors, her and there, that they were still together, but most people were thinking that they were not together, especially since Tommy was often going on Instagram and writing shady stuff about AMBERLYNN. On July 12th, the Famous Farms exposed Tommy's secret Reddit account, and the stuff she was saying about her girlfriend was very interesting. So Tommy was on 6 different subreddits about AMBERLYNN, and she was commenting on posts either trash-talking AMBERLYNN or defending herself like a psycho. Spreading rumors or leaking information about yourself on your girlfriend's subreddits is so weird. When someone was calling Tommy a liar, she was defending herself and calling out AMBERLYNN for keeping Tommy's secret as a feeder, LOL. One of the craziest comments Tommy has ever made about AMBERLYNN is now famous Pocahontas. And she said this comment in a post about AMBERLYNN's hair thinning and her cancer journey. When talking about Colleen, Tommy said that she was 100% jealous of her. I wouldn't be surprised if she did something to the photos in Emily's house during a tantrum. Keeping up with the Dordashian is the other funny thing she said, but it becomes less funny when you realize that she is a feeder, and making fat jokes is even weirder because are you confused or what, girl?
Right.
So Tommy would go into these online tantrums about AMBERLYNN every so often. And it was during this time that it was leaked to the reaction channels that AMBERLYNN had gotten a new cat to replace Rarity. We later found a reaction channel. When all of this was leaked to the forums, AMBERLYNN posted a community post saying how these rumors were all lies and she will not focus on hate. Of course, this was not true, and she went live in her members only live and she titled it, "This is Goodbye." The drama decided to do public lives, and in one of them, the cat that she said was just a rumor, Romeo made a surprise appearance in her video.
I have to be forced into like saying things that I don't want to say. Oh my god, my face is swollen from crying. Fun. His name is Romeo, and I had to go find him playing with Bobby. And I'm gonna start crying. But now I get it. Wasabi's happy and plays with Romeo, and they cuddle, and it's just so fun to see them like play together and like.
You know, one thing I do have to say, I'm so tired of seeing AMBERLYNN cry and then try to act like, you guys, I was bawling my eyes out. Like, who the fuck cares? You're always fucking bawling your eyes out. Dude, nobody care about that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I would have said this shit to my mom, she would have slapped me and made me cry harder. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody care, girl. Don't nobody care. But real quick though, Gemini the Queen, now that I can, say your name right, I'm so sorry again. We're going to do your reading real quick. We got past, present, and future, okay? Any more extensive like readings, I will do a stream strictly for the tarots, and then I can do bigger, better ones for you. Because I will say this, I love doing them because I feel a real strong connection with my spirit guides, and I feel like I do really well with it, and it's practice too. You know what I'm saying? So that one day I can do it really, really good. I feel like I do already, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I just started doing tarot readings maybe 6 months ago or something like that, year ago. But I really, really feel a connection to the cards, if you know what I mean. But I won't lie to you. I am just a beginner. Okay. Anyways, I've always been spiritual, though. I do believe in the spirit guides. I believe there is a higher power above us all, whether it's God or however people look at it. But yeah. So the first card here is for your past, the Hermit card, and it's upright. So you had to do a lot of soul searching in your past to really truly find yourself, right? You had to take some time alone to figure out your own wisdom, your own strength, and that's a beautiful thing. That is not a bad thing by any means. Sometimes you might have to relive some traumas or some bad things that may have happened to you, but from that you have grown, unlike our girl. So, I mean, that's a good thing for you. Like it says here also, you've had a very big spiritual enlightenment in your past, and hopefully that's gone into your future and helped you thrive and everything like that as well, because you had to take that special independent time for yourself to figure all this stuff out, right? And then wow, okay. For your present card, we have the Magician upright, which is great, right? Well, I guess with your coming from this card with your soul searching and your gaining wisdom and your spiritual growth, it has caused you to manifest a great power within yourself. And you are gaining a lot of confidence from that. And that's really great. I'm glad for you. That's awesome. Clarity has come over you. You are gaining some kind of strong willpower and doing much better for yourself, which I hope this is right because, I mean, that's just awesome. That's amazing for you. And I just hope it keeps on getting better. You have a lot of potential. You have a lot of skill and creativity, and you are just like basically putting that all in your witch's cauldron and mixing it all together and hoping for the best. And what's going to come out is you're going to come out a star, if you will. I see that in this one. So, I mean, if you keep up this action and you keep on doing good with this and building your confidence and having a mental clarity and focusing on you and keep on soul searching, girl, it's going to do real great things for you. And then we've got the Four of Swords reversed, but don't get burnt out on this stuff, though. Don't overdo it. Keep an even keel with it all. Let yourself breathe a little. Give yourself grace a little bit, because sometimes I think that maybe you are too hard on yourself, in this process of spiritual healing and enlightenment and all that kind of thing. Don't be too hard on yourself, though, girl. You are still a human being, and you still have to give yourself a little bit of grace. But you don't want to get yourself all stressed out, and the next thing you know, you're falling right back down. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's what I've got for you. I hope it resonated. You have to let me know if it did. Hey, Amber. If anybody else would like a reading, just let me know in the chat. We're going to continue to watch this video about the lore for Tommy and AMBERLYNN. Jojo, if you want one, let me know. I'll give you one, because she usually always gets one first, because Jojo is my best friend, and she bought me the cards as a present, and she's just the sweetest thing in the world, and I like to give her readings. Good! I'm so glad it was spot on. I'm so glad. I feel a gift for it, to be quite honest, and you need readings, a lot of readings. Okay, let's do yours really quick. Not really quick, but you know what I'm saying. I hope everybody is having a good night so far. And I hope you're not over there watching that bus nonsense, because it's nonsense. You do what you want, but I'm just saying. It was giving me a headache, gal. Giving me a headache. And then I put on Zachary Michael talking about foodie, and he was cracking me up. Oh, it was this one where she was friggin' farting in the cat's face or something like that. I was like, oh my goodness, what is she doing? At least you can turn on foodie sometimes and have a giggle, when oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Gemini the Queen fart book. And I appreciate Isabel Designs you being here as well. It really means a lot to me. I really love the interaction with everybody and stuff like that. The being monetized part is just a plus. I would do this all day long, even if I wasn't getting no monies. Unlike AMBERLYNN, who can't even make us a video. She didn't even make a video yesterday, did she? She was supposed to. We have the Knight of Swords, though, upright, Jojo, for your past. So it looks like you were, fast thinking, competitive in your past. Were you competitive? You can't see Gemini Queen. I only see Isabel. Oh, I don't know. And thank God you saw her name right. I screwed it up, kept calling her G Money, the Minnie the Queen. I feel like such a... Hang on, let me tell you this. You were always defending yourself, I feel like, and you had to, and I know the reasons why. And yeah, you're probably still to this very day having to defend yourself in the present, and probably will have to in the future, unfortunately. But you know what? It's getting to be just it's getting to be something that you're getting used to, unfortunately. And I hate to see that. I hate to hear that is being something that you have to get used to or had to. And then you've got for your present, the Three of Pentacles reversed. Are you feeling like some disharmony right now and isolation, feeling alone? I know, because I've been really sick. I haven't been online much and I haven't been able to talk to you much. And I feel terrible about it. And I'm so sorry. I won't ever ghost on you like that again. But you feel like a misalignment with the world around you at this time. And there's always got to be some kind of conflict in your life, unfortunately. And it's what it is people are always going against you and what you have to say or what you're trying to do. And whether it's because they feel like they have to, or they're actually feeling against you or whatever, but it feels almost like it's a performance. Like they do that shit on purpose against you. I don't know if they feel like they are trying to be hard on you or whatever, but yeah, that's what makes you be so hard on yourself, because you aren't ever willing to take any grace with yourself, because no one else is willing to allow you to take any grace with yourself. It's always your fault, you're doing, and you feel like you're always doing something wrong, right? And then for your future, we have the Ace of Cups reversed. And it looks like in your future, you are going to start repressing your own emotions, block any kind of logic, because everything is so illogical with them that even looking at things the way you should won't do you any good, because they'll still find a way to take you back down. And that's so unfortunate to know that that's going to keep up for any time. But you do know that you have me out there. Any kind of emotional issues you might be having, you can come to me anytime. I love you with all my heart and soul. I know I've been absent for a little bit, but I'm slowly but surely getting over the sickness, and I will be online every single day to talk to you if I have to. I don't care how I feel anymore. I was so depressed while being off the internet for this little bit, but I don't want you to have to feel alone and empty and all that. And I feel like that I might have played a part in your current time being hard, and also maybe even part of your future being hard, because I haven't been available, and I'm so sorry. And I'm glad you're keeping your sister at a distance, because your sister really is the biggest reason why you hate on yourself so much. And I don't understand it, because if she only realized what an amazing woman she has, I felt like I was hurting you though. Like, it's been eating me up. Haven't been talking to my mom really. I just, like, all I wanted to do was lay in the bed. Like, pneumonia and the flu have really taken a lot out of me. And then just once we're going to read our oracle card for the night, just to give us some enlightenment for the evening. And then we're going to go right back into this video. And I promise you I won't bother you guys till it's over. I think it's fun to read cards though. And yeah, we see you. I seen you. Woo. So, wow. You guys are going to laugh. Self-centered. News flash. The world doesn't revolve around you, and you are not the center of anyone's universe. The sooner you get a grasp on this, the better off you will be. AMBERLYNN, this is for you, you bitch. This isn't for me or any of my ladies. This is your card, bitch. Damn, self-centered, stupid bitch. Dumbass bitch. Fat bitch. Sorry. I gotta stop. Sometimes she really pulls it out of people though. Like, you guys saw it with Roxy and her live stream and everything. Like, she really pulls the ugly out of people. Really bad. There you go, Jojo. I'm glad you see her now. She's amazing. I was in a chat about AMBERLYNN REID, and she was really sweet to start talking to me and come subscribe on my channel. I was very happy, and she's been in my live since, and I'm very grateful.
Brought out something in Wasabi, brought out something in Twinkie, brought out something in me.
Meanwhile, Tommy posted a shady picture on her Instagram saying, "With how hot it is lately, it's wild to think snowflakes will be back before we know it." And she was referring to her chat with Mr. Snowflake about her side of the story and being in a relationship with AMBERLYNN. After seeing this, AMBERLYNN went live, and the title was, "We have been in a relationship this whole time." This was the beginning of the crash outs and the fight between Tommy and AMBERLYNN.
And I just got a text saying I wouldn't say too much if I were you. Being threatened, as I have been. And then I get another text. I have video proof of you being terrible to me. Yes. A video proof of me reacting to your betrayal, me unmedicated with BPD.
Quit
Correct.
smoking, Jojo.
Stop texting me. But we haven't been together this whole time. This whole fucking time. She had a whole fucking Reddit where she made fun of my body. My girlfriend behind my back was calling me Porcahontas. I have never been with someone so vindictive and like genuinely like scary in my life. And I feel afraid to say
And then this is who you're with back again, AMBERLYNN, talking about we're in our healing journey. How? If you don't get off your fat ass and go to therapy. And we know you don't. You've told us. You're telling yourself all the time, like saying that you haven't left your house in a month. So how are you going to therapy? And I'm not talking about that stupid app shit where you sit on the computer and talk to a therapist. What I'm talking about is if you, which I looked up the lore, mind you, on what exactly had happened with the whole BPD thing when she said that she was diagnosed. She wasn't diagnosed the way she should have been. She was trying to get her weight loss surgery, and they were making her see a therapist, right? That therapist that she was seeing for that reason said, "Hey, you seem to show a couple signs of BPD. You'll need to go to somebody that specializes in that, though, to get evaluated and get diagnosed." She never did that part, but then took that lady's word for it and just ran with the fact that she's got BPD and has ever since. And so if you really have it and you think you really have it, you need to go get a formal diagnosis, AMBERLYNN. I don't care who you prove it to. You just need to do that for yourself. And then after that, you need to take what's called DBT therapy. I forgot the actual name or the meaning for the D part in it. I wrote it down. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for that. Okay. Did I not write it down? Okay, well, dialectical behavior therapy. And that's like an extensive therapy for people with BPD because it doesn't have a medication that can cure it. So they have to literally cure it with therapy because it's trauma based. Okay. So, AMBERLYNN, if you really want people to believe that you have that and believe that you can't just use it as an excuse, go up on here and just be like, oh, that's why I do this. It's because of BPD. And it's up to you to go get the help for it, not use it as an excuse to abuse people. Just saying.
Anything. I've been afraid to say anything this whole time. I just got a text from her saying, I'm going to release the video then to prove how you are. I'm literally half naked in that video, so please don't. I would appreciate that. That was me in a BPD meltdown. I'm literally half naked. I'm actually officially done with Emily. I am fucking done.
Tommy was telling a very different story from AMBERLYNN. Tommy accused AMBERLYNN of physical and emotional abuse. And AMBERLYNN was saying the same thing about Tommy.
So we were in her room when this argument was happening. Like, because it started in the truck, it went into the kitchen, then it went up into the room, and she was trying to like go into the bathroom to like hide.
Yeah,
and it's like, I'm a person, I want to like talk about it now. So I was following her also into the bathroom. I have a bad habit of like following, saying, don't know when we need to talk about
this. This is another thing too. She'll admit to her abusive behaviors, but then just be like, yep, it's because of my BPD. I do this. Yep. Yeah. No, you need to go get help for your BPD so that you do not do that shit anymore. That's not okay. That's like somebody that's like a psychopath. Yep. I kill people. It's because I'm a psychopath. Yep. No, it's still not okay to do that. You know what I mean?
Part that
you guys mind if I
very
go
bad
pee
part
real
of me,
quick?
I will say, and I'm 100% accountable in that. When I went to go walk into the bathroom, she kicked me. She's tall. She's taller than I am. She's like 5'7". She kicks me really hard in my stomach. Really hard.
It was the first time she got physical with me. I was going to leave the room. She then grabbed my arm and dug her nails into my arm to the point of drawing blood. I tried pushing past her to get through the doorway, and she pushed back into me and actually falling on top of me.
So when I tripped over the rug and then I landed into her and she was falling, I went to grab her. It didn't work out very well. She still landed on the floor. And then she started like hysterically, how come you pushed me? I'm like, what is actually happening? So she like, I don't know. It was this whole fucking thing. And I was like, this cannot be real right now. This genuinely cannot. Like, I have never been so gaslit into thinking that the sky was actually the ground and the ground was actually the sky. This is her arm. This is her arm. Okay. Keep in mind, she's wearing a maroon shirt. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? She faked nail marks days later. Did you guys hear me say that that was from November 17th? We was sitting on the couch one time, again, during one of our arguments, and she wanted me to leave and she wanted me to stop crying. And she was like laying on the couch and I was like sitting like on the end of it. She literally kicked me off the couch and I landed on the floor and I had to help her. I had to have her help me get up. But I'm telling you, in that moment, like, oh, I saw her smirk.
The worst of the tantrums was actually the night before Rarity went missing. She saw me scrolling through my phone and there was women on my Instagram feed. She flipped out and said I was micro-cheating.
She saw this woman on my Instagram feed. She won't even admit to the Tumblr. She let me go through her phone. She didn't know that I could go to her screen time and see the apps that she was on. She was on Tumblr looking at naked women bigger than me. And the picture that is so engraved in my brain that made my whole soul leave my body was this woman on an oxygen tank in a hospital bed. And then in that same moment, I find her on Phoebe. But I ended up going in the little message part and I saw that literally while we were in a relationship, like a month after we started dating, she messaged some girl saying that she was sexy. So that was fun. But she messaged this masked lesbian and said, oh, I know how rare it is to be a masked lesbian that's a feeder because so am I.
You stay out there.
And that is when I found out the truth while in Wisconsin. Amber expected me to constantly be available. I will say, I was a little like that. I can take accountability there. If I didn't text or call during my breaks or if I wasn't giving her attention constantly, she'd get upset or start a fight. That's due to my trauma. I will say that probably did happen. We'd get into arguments and she just wouldn't let anything go. That is fucking you. And I told my mom exactly the way that you made me feel. And you know what she told me? AMBERLYNN, that's exactly how I felt with your dad. To the point where I started going into the other room just to sleep because she wouldn't stop arguing with me when I rest my shift. That happened one time. And it's when everything hit the fan. And I followed you in there with my BPD meltdown, my tantrum. And I'm able to admit that. My pain turned me into a monster because of what you did. And in this moment, I wish more than anything I could talk to your ex, Megan. Megan, if you are watching this or if someone knows Megan, have her talk to me. I would do anything to talk to you. Because at this point, I don't know.
Do you notice her face here? Like, even still looks thinner than she is now. She looks really big now. And I'm not saying that with any shade. I am truly, like, worried that she's not going to make it much past her 40s. I swear. And it's awful to say, and I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm saying it because it's true. you know, and I don't wish death on anybody. You know, I know she makes me mad, but girl, if you keep going on this way, you're not going to make it very much longer. It's really sad.
I would do anything to speak to you personally. I will never share anything, but I need someone who understands because this is fucking crazy. Emily would push and push and push Megan until Megan would react the same way I did. When I first saw this video, this was before any like betrayals or anything like that. And I was like looking and I'm like, damn, this Megan girl, like, what the hell? What's her problem? And then I understood. And then I saw myself in Megan. Would I ever hold someone at gunpoint? Fuck no, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I'm saying when Emily recorded Megan and I first saw that video, I saw Megan as one way. And then when I finally understood, I saw myself in Megan and I was like, fuck, I have a lot of empathy for Emily. I have a lot of sympathy. I have a lot of love. But what you guys got to experience today was absolute BPD rage. And I said things that were crazy that I didn't even.
No, you want to know what it is, AMBERLYNN? It's narcissistic rage. Okay, and I looked it up. Narcissistic rage is a psychological term used to describe an intense, disproportionate reaction of anger or aggression that can occur when someone's self-esteem, image, or sense of superiority feels threatened, which is exactly what we see all the time on the Local Bus Show. It's often linked to narcissistic personality traits or NPD, but it isn't limited only to those diagnosed with NPD. It refers to a type of reaction, not a diagnosis by itself. So it typically is triggered by criticism or perceived criticism, which we all know she gets, feeling ignored, undervalued, or disrespected, challenges to competence or control, not being the center of everyone's attention. These can lead to reactions that are out of proportion to the situation, including yelling, blaming others, passive-aggressive behavior, or shutting down emotionally. How does narcissistic rage differ from normal anger? Normal anger usually has a proportional reason behind it and can be expressed in very controlled ways. Narcissistic rage is generally disproportionate, defensive, and focused on defending a fragile self-image rather than solving the issue at hand. Deflecting criticism or accountability. Some users note that when AMBERLYNN receives negative comments and or questions, she may react defensively, deflect blame, or focus attention back on herself rather than addressing the point that was raised. Interrupting others' stories to talk about herself. There are anecdotal clips shared where viewers feel like she shifts the conversations back to her own experiences in ways that seem defensive or dismissive by others. Portrayal of victimhood instead of acknowledging responsibility. Some live streams and video moments are interpreted by viewers as her positioning herself as a victim, even when others objectively raised issues about her actions. Intense emotional reactions around personal grievances. There are live streams and community reactions where people feel she reacts strongly to perceived slights or criticisms, though again, this is a community perception, not a clinical evaluation. And then there's also vulnerable narcissism, which is basically covert narcissism, and it's a subtype of narcissistic traits that look different from loud or the braggy, grandiose type. People with vulnerable narcissistic traits tend to show extreme sensitivity to criticism, emotional volatility. God, I can't read. Big mood swings, which is what that means. Chronic fatigue, feelings and being misunderstood or mistreated, victimhood framing, passive-aggressive anger rather than explosive dominance, high need for reassurance and validation, I've had steroids today because of my breathing, and that's part of the reason. Low distress to tolerance. Small stressors feel overwhelming. The key paradox, they often feel deeply insecure, but still believe their pain, needs, or perspective should take priority over others. Emotional instability and self-focus. AMBERLYNN is widely seen as emotionally reactive. Rapid shifts from calm crying to anger. Intense distress over criticism, comments, or perceived rejection. Emotional responses that seem disproportionate to the trigger. Viewers who reference vulnerable narcissism often say her emotions feel real, but they always center her experience, even when others are affected. That combination, strong emotion plus self focus, is why people make the connection. Criticism equals emotional injury. A big hallmark of vulnerable narcissism is narcissistic injury. Criticism feels like an attack on their identity. Even neutral feedback is perceived as cruelty. In AMBERLYNN's case, long rants about haters, reframing critique as bullying, emotional breakdowns tied to audience reactions, anger or withdrawal after being challenged. To critics, this reads less like reflection and more like defensive pain. Victim, narrative, and moral high ground. I am hurting more than anyone else. Therefore, my feelings are the most important. This aligns with vulnerable narcissism's pattern of frequent framing of herself as wronged or misunderstood, emphasis on how much she's suffering. AMBERLYNN very much masks her narcissism, comparatively less focused on how her actions impact others. Anger that looks like hurt, not power. Unlike grandiose narcissism, yelling, and domination, vulnerable narcissistic anger often looks like crying, sulking, passive aggression, etc., etc. AMBERLYNN would say. But that's what I had for that. I just wanted to bring that up really fast.
Remember me saying, if she asked you back, would you get back
I
together?
wanted to go
I don't know.
back abuse. So, with all of that being said, you got lured in by some lovely live chats. Yeah, I know. When I first got into Girl World, I didn't know a thing. I knew a little bit about AMBERLYNN. I will say that because I used to watch Peter Mon a lot, and I actually kind of liked her in the beginning when I started watching her, and I was like, "Oh, I'm rooting for this girl. I hope she like takes advantage of losing weight." Blah blah blah, and the new color red, named based on the classic film The Wiz with Michael Jackson, symbolizing a new phase of love and loss, sexy and gone. Searching and subbing as much as I can. I have a pet channel and I'm doing some game streaming. I just have a background in neuroscience as a hobbyist. Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's got to be so fascinating, though. I would love to learn more about that myself. That's fascinating. I used to help with autopsies in where I used to live in Illinois, and that was so awesome to me. I learned a lot doing that. I mean, I know it sounds morbid and gross, but it really like was something I was fascinated with and wanted to learn more with. And I love science. It's like incredibly fascinating to me. But I wanted to go over another video with you guys all about the abuse that AMBERLYNN inflicted onto Beck. Because I feel like AMBERLYNN and that whole crew, all of them, by doing what they did, by taking donations to possibly get Beck on stream without even talking to Beck, she's going through enough. She didn't deserve that. And I feel like maybe by me, oh, you used to work in tech? Oh, that's interesting. My ex-husband used to be into like learning about tech and stuff, and then he got his A+ certification, and now he works as a what do you call it? Network security specialist. So it's really kind of cool. Oh, she's dropping an album titled The New Color is Red. Oh, cool. I would like to get it from you when it comes out. That would be awesome. Not free. I'll buy it. Oh, cool. Thank you, Jojo. I'm going to take a look after this stream and see, because I too love the animals. You know what I'm saying? I have a chubby beagle, though. Oh, go ahead. Sure. Yes, of course. I always encourage any creator to plug themselves on my chat. So please, by all means, go right ahead. I don't mind at all. So I'm going to go ahead and find this video for us to take a look at real quick. I'll be right back. Fur baby Spingo. Oh, I have to take a look. Oh, I know. I understand completely. But no, I wouldn't. I never mind. Thank you for asking, though. For real. Let's see here. All right. Back. I have to go to my watch later. Watch a lot because I want to be interesting. All right. Wasn't there one before that? No. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys know who Matt Matthews is? He cracks me up and he's got a farm. I don't know. He just makes me laugh. Okay, we'll start with this one, I think. I like salty crab. Amberlynn doesn't like her at all, but I think that's what makes her more appealing to me now.
Hey y'all, welcome back. Taking a look at the
Her
video
voice reminds me of you,
that Beck
Jojo.
made. That is a part
Oh, I should watch
two
it on
of
Beck's
Beck
channel.
doing a Q&A with Mr. Snowflake. In the part one Q&A that Beck did, they revealed a lot of juicy tidbits, things that we didn't know about their relationship. And I'm super excited to see what Beck reveals in this one. So ready?
We'll
Let's
watch
go.
this one
Also,
first.
just an FYI, the same way that I did in part one, I will be cutting out some of the questions that were in Beck's video, not because they weren't great questions or anything, but just because I would like for you guys to go and watch Beck's video, give them the view, and the link for that will be in the description.
Oh.
Did Amber ever show what you think was genuine fear or concern when it came to her health and lack of mobility? Or does she just not care if she dies before 50? And did anything genuinely change after the cancer in terms of attitude?
Sorry, guys. Okay. How do I get to the description, though? Okay. Oh, here we go. All right. No. There is. I like how Beck does her videos. They're cute.
Hey guys, I'm back with another video. This will be part 2 of my Q&A with Mr. Snowflake. I want to thank Mr. Snowflake so much for putting this video together, and to everyone who asked me.
All right, we're going to do part 1 first, hopefully. Let's see. I'm sorry to have you guys. Part 2. Where's the first one? Part 2. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do this one. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh my goodness. It is. This is the first one. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I just thought we would do them in order, you know?
Hey guys, I just want to thank everyone who for the I also want to thank Mr. Snowflake for getting these questions together for me and for making this video. Let's get into it.
There we go.
Hi everybody. The other day I asked the community if they had any questions for Beck. I had loads of questions for Beck. Beck, thanks for agreeing to help with Victims of an Empath. Dead nicely, thank you very much. I'll read out some questions now from everybody. There's absolutely loads. I haven't included all of them because there is that many. Okay, right. Here we go. Questions for Beck.
Oh, Louise says
Amber
okay.
tried to contact you after the breakup when everything was over, so she has no problem leaving crazy messages for people. And she was messaging Jade wifey when she was told not to. So yeah, has Amber ever tried to contact you after the break? I'll read the question, have a little pause. That's what I imagine you'll.
Yeah, she got a hold of me at one point to ask about a personal thing in my life happening. It was an anniversary of the death of my nephew. And I think she asked how I was doing, and I didn't answer to that. And then a little while after that, she asked if Kate Winslet had come out with anything new, and I didn't answer that either. And I want to say that was around maybe the summer of 20.
No question. I'm just happy she's happier. I'm assuming they know about AMBERLYNN REID and now dating a suspected feeder. Oh, I put this up 5 days ago. Oh, they've broken up now. I was ages ago. I'm wondering
Nope, they're
what
back
was
together.
their reaction to this when they found out. Shocked, unsurprised, worried, or concerned? Curious to know any of their thoughts around this situation, please. I always thought she was much happier being with a feeder. Anyway, what do you think about that?
Am I shocked that Amber would want to date a feeder? No, I'm not. And her being with someone who is okay with the weight she's at or really okay with her gaining more weight would be the easiest type of relationship for her to be in. I don't really have anything to say about Emily. I don't know her, but I will say that I don't see how you can care for a person while participating in feederism with no concern for their health.
Right.
Hi, Beck. I hope you're doing well. It's so good to see you look so well and happy. You look incredible after that £600 LB lost. Well done. Well done. What was your reaction to AMBERLYNN about wifey Jade being 2 different people? Mental. How did you feel after she chewed you out, making some stupid joke like you always do? I think back on that live stream where she read that text to you out loud and then went whoopsies so often. It's so disgusting and vitriolic. Take care of yourself, Bex. I'm sure you know what it is. I'm not sure how much you keep up to date with now, so some of these I might have to explain. I'm not sure. Yeah, you on the phone when I said, tell Jade I love her too, something like that. You mentioned the name Jade. She panicked, ended the live stream. Next live stream, she made out that, oh, you were just joking about the name Jade. And oh, she told you off. Whoopsie. So what happened after that? Was she really angry when you said Jade?
I didn't know how anybody would not see through that because it was so obvious that it was the same person. As for the aftermath, she was absolutely mad at me. She was seeing red. She completely blamed me for her being doxxed, said the whole thing was my fault, even though she had done the whole pointing her name out in the live stream and then naming the live stream after her thing.
But she wasn't happy. Would Amber ignore you in real life and then make a video with you acting like she was such a good girlfriend? That's always how I assumed she was acting. I always got the feeling, sometimes got the feeling, when I'd watch a video of you two together, like something seems off. Maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, was she ever really angry, ever moody?
Oh, thank you.
Hi, girlfriend tag, everything's great.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was. Like there would be times that we would be arguing, having a disagreement or something, and then she'll be like, oh, well, I'm getting ready to film, so as soon as she would turn on the camera, it would be a completely different person.
Did you weigh more than 572.4 pounds? She's always said that was the highest weight. That was the highest weight she ever saw. Did she weigh more than that?
Thank you.
I honestly do not know what her highest weight is, and I don't even think that she knows really.
Yeah,
but
right.
I do remember her weighing like 570, maybe like 580 something at some point. She definitely got more private and secretive about it after that. So I'm not really sure how much she ended up winning.
If she was more able-bodied, do you think she would have been
I gotta get my
I think you answered
video
that
done on him.
in a Korean video, I think. But do you think she believes her own lies?
I do think that she convinces herself that her lies are true because she wants them to be
Mojo is
true.
an
It's
amazing
really hard
person, and Gemini the Queen, I think you are too. So I think that you guys get along great, honestly. I'm glad, though. I love when people connect in my chat and become friends. That's so cool. And then, you know, that's what I think the amazing thing is about YouTube and all these social media things. Like when you have a platform and you have people, and then you bring more and more people together, or people come together for you or because of you. I think that's such a beautiful thing. It really, truly is.
It's a beautiful thing.
So you have to excuse him. He's a little bit slow. I'm just kidding.
Explain why I think that, but I feel like I've seen it happen.
This person says, sorry. Her lies when the camera was off.
I don't know of actual instances, but I know that there were times where she would be like, make sure you don't mention this or that, just to make sure that things were kept straight.
Did Big Al ever threaten to off herself if Beck wanted to break up with her?
Okay.
She
with me, but she did guilt me in other ways, like saying who would help her and who.
Yeah, you're right, Isabel. We should all have a voice on here. And that's why one thing I really can't stand, I love you, Leo. I really, truly do. And I think you're growing a lot and you're good. Trust me, I love you, Leo. I really do. But one point of criticism I have, and you can bring up any to me that you might have about me, but is stop competing with other creators. Stop, being, because you've said things about disliking like salty crab and also about disliking like snowflake and stuff for whatever reason. Just understand that, we're all going to make mistakes in this space, but there's room enough for everybody. You're going to find your people that love you, Leo. I'm going to find my people that love me, and there's nothing wrong with that. And I know that, you feel wronged by Mr. Snowflake, and you have every right to feel that way. You really, truly do. But I just don't want to see you ruin your voice here on YouTube by seeming too hateful on people. Do you know what I mean? I love you, Leo, though. Please don't get me wrong. And I find that to be the problem in the space of the Gypsy World universe too, because I do a lot of videos on her, and a lot of the creators there too fight with each other, and I'm better than this person, and you got this from me, and yada yada. You know what? There's so many people in this world. There's room for us all. Everyone has a voice. And if you don't agree with something that I say on my channel, by all means, you have every right to let me know what that might be. And then I can address it or whatever, but I will never be hateful towards you for any kind of criticism. I believe in constructive criticism, and I also believe that my audience is the core of my channel. And so what y'all desire and what you guys want is what I'm going to focus on. So just with that said, that's all I wanted to say. I just don't want to be hateful towards anyone. I don't like being that way. The only one that I got a little bit of hate towards is who. Okay, not a little bit, a lot of it, but you know what I'm saying? We're going to save it for her. Okay.
Would take care of her, who would be there with her, she would be lonely, that kind of stuff.
How did Amber treat the service workers she encountered when the camera was off? Wait staff, cashiers, receptionists. Was she outright rude? Did she fake kindness then trash talk? What were the reactions of other customers? I've been watching videos from when you were with her, and she said people would laugh at her, people would mock her. She could see the stares. She'd be really paranoid about that. Now she makes out that every time she leaves the house, some guy's asking around.
It did seem like there were times she would fake kindness, but she wouldn't outwardly be rude to wait staff or anything that I could tell. But there were times where we did get stared at, and if they were talking about us, I tried my best to tune everything out so I didn't hear it.
Why does AMBERLYNN REID insist on being chauffeured? Why won't she learn to drive or take an Uber? I'm going to put it down to laziness like everything, but I'll wait and see what you say.
She's terrified to drive. And I also think she knows that she couldn't fit behind a steering wheel or probably wear a seatbelt. And that's also probably why she can't take an Uber, is because she would be required to wear a seatbelt.
Oh.
Did AMBERLYNN claim BPD when you were together, or did she still have ASMR? Does it bring you joy to see her rotten life spiral? I think it brings a lot of people.
That's what we got to bring up on an LCU. I swear they'll laugh their asses off about that. That would be a lighthearted topic to bring up to them. But like I said, I don't want to give them the view or the interaction or anything. I definitely don't want to send them no damn money.
Joy to see her spiraling at the minute. I think she's crazier than she's ever been. It's more obvious now. We can spot it. It's more obvious now.
No, she didn't claim to have BPD when we were together, but a friend of ours did mention it to me, saying that they thought that she had BPD or something similar.
Did AMBERLYNN Reid ever confess to you about her major wrongdoings / lies, e.g. the Casey essay, Gracie, grooming Libby, etc.? I don't know how much you're aware of now. A lot of people are calling her Diddy Lynn because of how she was around Libby and kids and other things. Did she ever confess anything like that? The essay stuff still baffles me.
No, she never confessed to major wrongdoing. She basically kept the same story that she had online with me. I only found out recently that Casey was a minor, and I didn't know anything really about Libby. I'd never met her or anything, but all I did know about it was that she was Destiny's friend, and she was a teenager, and they had an adult friend who had a crush on her. And I told Amber that I thought
that's so weird. In fact, I have the video on here, and I wanted to react to it with you guys at some point, because I plan on doing like live streams as much as I can about the whole situation. I just feel like it gets my content and my feelings about AMBERLYNN out quicker. So I want to post those videos about Libby here soon, because I did find an archive of old AMBERLYNN videos, and those were in there. And just to see the dynamic between that Nick guy, and like even the way that he was like slapping her hands got bright red. And then Amber kept making jokes that they were like doing stuff with each other. And then I found another live stream of AMBERLYNN talking about Libby, like going out the window to be with I don't know if it was that Nick guy or whatever, but going out the window to be with some guy or something like that. And it's just wrong, because being that you're older, you're an adult, for one, you shouldn't be friends with the child. And then, you know, for two, even if you thought of her as like family or something like that, you shouldn't be encouraging her to do things like that as a teenager. You know what I mean? If you're going to be in her life, be an adult figure in her life and prevent those things from happening. Keep those kind of older people away from her, if that's the case, you know. But in all reality, you shouldn't have been being a teenager's friend. You were like 25, 26 years old, AMBERLYNN, and she was 15. Like, what is it with you and 15-year-olds? I gotta say, you're a little bit strange. A lot of it's ick. Ugh. I can't even look at somebody that age and think for 1 second that I would have anything in common with them enough to have a fucking conversation with them, let alone a friendship. You know what I'm saying? And even then, if I'm sitting there having a conversation with someone, the second I find out the girl's 15, if I didn't already know, I'm getting up from the table. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were that young. What, you know, what are you doing? That's not okay. And you were encouraging really disgusting behavior. And you were talking about really disgusting sexual behaviors right next to her. And then you showed her on your channel in a fucking straight up bikini, without any regard to anybody that's, you know, a pedo watching your shit. Like, that's why people hate you so much. And I feel like the LCU downgrading that kind of behavior and making it seem like you weren't so bad and all this shit's not so bad. And, oh, those two girls that she was talking with on Facebook that were underage and she was only 2 years older. Who cares? That's sick. It's sick. In no way, shape, or form, once you hit the age of 18, makes you an adult. That means any relationship you're having with someone that's underage needs to cease until that person gets to be of age. Do you know what I'm saying?
Weird. And Amber was like, yeah, but he was a good guy, which I don't understand how he could be a good guy and be flirting with a minor.
Right.
The only other red flag I've really seen from Amber was she did have a crush on Billie Eilish when Billie was just starting out. So I think she was a teenager around then, which I told her was weird.
Yeah.
And so did Eric and Ricky. But she said that she was almost an adult and that
You
she
see what
acted
I'm
older
saying?
and looked older. So it was okay. I just really wished I would have dug deeper into these things and
girl,
taken it more seriously because they really are awful and it's unacceptable behavior. But I will always stand with victims.
She had sympathy for PDFs and she would argue with people about it. Sorry, I'm going a lot rant.
Oh,
And she said the reason she defended
no.
PDFs was because she was gay and she didn't want to judge people like she did judge.
Baby.
Then she forgot that and said the reason she had sympathy for PDFs was because of what her cousin did to her. And she forgot that. And she said the reason she stuck up for PDFs and argued with people online about it was because of what her father's friends did to her. Yeah. She was gay, cousin, father's friends. Anything on that? Because
right?
Children cannot.
How did you feel when she said she did not have BED after using the binge monster as an excuse for so many years when she seemingly didn't get her way?
Said that she had binge eating disorder. I don't know exactly why she said that she doesn't have binge eating disorder, but I will say that what I witnessed was that she would eat copious amounts of food.
Okay.
And whenever
You know
I
what
would
thing was is that it was really sick, the things that she was talking about with Libby. You know what I mean? And then she went in the bathroom and like tried to get Libby in the shower on, you know, on camera. It was things like that. Like, I don't assume that you're like doing weirdo things like that with the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you're just, I mean, I have nieces and nephews that are underage. Of course, I understand like people having a relationship as adults with kids. You know what I mean? But on the level that AMBERLYNN had it is what I kind of meant by that. I'm sorry. Should have clarified. I'm so sorry. But I don't assume like you're having any kind of bad relationship with these people in any kind of way. You know what I mean? I don't think of you like that. Amber was like just outwardly being weird and gross about it, you know? What was I trying to find for you? Oh yeah, I was trying to look up that your YouTube name again. What did you say it was? Oh, who was schizophrenic? Oh, he was schizophrenic? Oh, okay. Maybe I'll look for it afterwards. I can't seem to find it. Okay, I'll look for it. Sorry, afterwards.
be really upset and angry about it, and the binge monster would come out, and well, that's what she called it. It was actually just her kind of being a toddler about it.
Does Ella have a burner Instagram account? She was Damon White, pretending to be Damon
White. That was his name.
She's got sock accounts and burner Instagram accounts. Was she just obsessed with like reaction channels back then and what the comments said, and what this website said, and what this website, and what this person's thinking? Was she just utterly obsessed with them, going undercover to see? Oh man.
I'm sure she did, but Damon White is the only one that I know for sure of. And yeah, she was all over the reaction channels and the Facebook and Reddit and Kiwi Farm. She'd check that stuff out all the time.
How much food did Amber actually eat throughout the day? Don't know why I put that one in there. I'm guessing a lot to maintain 500-600 pounds.
It was a lot of ramen. She ate a lot of ramen. She ate a lot of fast food. She ate a lot of junk food. Of course, you know, she would have her normal breakfast, lunch, dinner, but she would always have snacks and stuff in between. So there would be times where she wouldn't, like, she would fast for a little while, but then she would, like, you know how you of the 8, she would just eat.
Why does Amber claim to love Rosa Parks so much? Has she done any research about her or know anything else? Know anything else she did in the civil rights movement besides the one bus incident? I don't think she has a very good knowledge of history. So yeah.
Know anything besides Rosa in the bus situation. I just think that she thinks it makes her look good to be interested in that.
Do you think Hannah really had goals standing in the line when to be a girlfriend? She does now. Emily's over. She's got other people backed up.
I don't really know. Like, I never got to see proof of any of that myself. All I know is that's what she told me, and it does kind of seem that every time she ends up having a breakup with someone, she's automatically talking to somebody else within a few days. So I don't know.
What was the typical amount of time Amber set for visiting friends and family? That's one of the... I've never heard of anybody else doing that. Maybe other controlling partners have done that. I've never, ever heard of it. I've never come across that before in my life. Jesus. It's such a bizarre behavior, and I'm trying to even imagine what Amber would view as an acceptable time. There you go.
So the timer would be for when I would hang out with my best friends. We would go down to the basement and play games and stuff, and
timer
Amber
thing.
would choose to stay up in our room, and she would set timers for when I would.
Didn't Amber say that she didn't set a timer though? Because she was like trying to debunk that on the Low Cow channel about she didn't actually set timers. She just would, it's the same thing whether you're checking the time or you're setting a timer, AMBERLYNN. You were still limiting their time away from you as an adult person. They should have been able to do it as they wanted, as long as they were, obviously have respect for your relationship, of course. But, you need to allow your significant other to have their own space. You can't just alienate them to being with you, AMBERLYNN. That's not okay. That's abusive.
Would have to leave my friends and come be with her again. And then whenever it came to like seeing my family or leaving and going somewhere without her, she would give me a time, like a specific time that I needed to be back. And if I wasn't back by that time, then there would be an argument. So on average, when I would be downstairs with my friends, the timer would be about set for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and when it came to seeing my family or leaving in general, she would just ask me when did I plan on being back. And whenever I would give her a time, she would give me a time sooner than that for me to be back.
I love an empath there. Did Beck ever feel uncomfortable when Amber would openly flirt with Destiny?
We have those cherries.
It was just to a point where I would just agree with Amber when she would say, no, everybody's just seeing things. I don't flirt with Destiny. I love Dana. I can't wait till they get married, that sort of thing. No, I mean, I'd also detached myself at some point as well. So I didn't really care enough to argue with her about it because.
And there was a long time that Beck, like Karina Kaboom said earlier, was going through renal failure and stuff. And she said there's a long period of time in her relationship with AMBERLYNN that she doesn't quite remember, which is understandable, and that's got to be so horrible to be going through that. I feel for you so much, Beck. And like I said, this week when we get paid, if I have anything extra, even if it's only $20, I would like to send her a little something just to help. It's got to be rough what she's going through. I feel for her a lot.
She would definitely not like that I would disagree
or
with the
them.
fact
I'm
that
sorry.
she
I feel
did
for them a
show
lot.
that she still had something for Destiny.
Beck, did you ever have a plan to leave Amber before you actually left? What led to making the plan if you did? You did try and break up with her before, didn't you? And she said no, tried to turn it into a jokey thing. Did you have a plan to leave Amber before you actually left?
No, I never had a plan to leave. There were many times that I had tried to break up with her, but she would somehow find a way to stop it from happening by like saying that she would fix things and things would get better and we would get better. There was this one time that we had an argument on the way home and we stopped in the driveway and argued for a few hours in the car. And she just would not accept me trying to break up with her and would not let us go back in the house until I agreed to give her another chance to fix things and make things better.
That's just her insecurities. You know what I mean? Like she didn't want to be alone, which I can understand. I went through a period of time in my life where I was super depressed and, you don't want to be alone. She didn't really know how to live without somebody right by her side. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can understand that, but it still, again, that coincides with AMBERLYNN. You should have been taking the initiative to be getting some help for yourself so that you didn't then abuse other people because of your own trauma. Pretty much,
In an outdoor column before, he was showing a product or something, and in the distance, if you turn up the volume and listen closely, you could hear some banging with someone yelling, "Let me in." We all know it was Amber, so I think my question would be, what happened? I have no clue about that one. Heck, I have no idea.
I have no idea what this is in reference to. Like, I have no memory of what this could be. But if somebody does have the footage, I would like to see it so I can maybe give my insight on what could be happening.
Did Amber really have cancer? I think so.
Well, yeah, I think
Beck,
so.
Over to you. I felt great when she blamed you for the cancer.
Well, no,
I bet that was a shock.
I don't think it's
She did
Beck's fault.
I laughed so hard I mean, when I got blamed for the cancer, I was like, dude, me, Eric, Ricky, my mom, my sisters, every single person in your life, even your own friends, told you, hey, you should go to the OBGYN. And she wouldn't. She would not go. So how was that my fault? But yeah,
Right.
she did have cancer and she had to have surgery for it.
Crazy man. I don't have a question. I just want to tell them how incredibly happy I am for them. I see myself in Beck in so much that it physically pains me to see any of the old videos and the S Amber put them through. To see Beck come out the other side on a better path feels good. I wish nothing but the best for Beck and to get everything they could ever want because they deserve it. Was it the Zachary Michael line of I hope you have the day you deserve? I like that.
Thank you so much. It's so raw, you guys. If you have ever been through something like that, I hope that you have come out the other side of it and are in a better place.
Oh, back.
If you could go back to speak with your 2018-19 self, what would you tell them?
If I could go back and talk to my 2018, 2019 self, I would say leave immediately, run the other direction.
Beck said they wanted to be single for a while after leaving Amber, and they were. What made them realize that they were ready to date again when they met their current partner, who was beautiful, by the way? Congratulations.
I just feel like I was in a better place. I was going to therapy. I was taking medicine again. I had a job. Things were just, I felt better about myself and things just were going good. So I felt like I could begin.
Was Twinkie, I want to know this one, was Twinkie actually sick during that one Vlogmas, or did Amber say that for attention or greatly exaggerate her issue? I'm sure you know about it. She came on camera saying, acted like Twinkie was about to die, but said there was no 24-hour vets, so she just left it.
Yeah.
Left the situation. And then when everybody said, you lie, there's a vet, she came on camera going, oh, it wasn't that serious. So was Twinkie really sick?
This was during the year that I don't really remember a whole lot. So I went back and watched that video, and the way she described it sounds really awful. And I don't remember Twinkie acting that way at all. And Amber does tend to exaggerate things. So that's probably exactly what she was doing. Because there definitely
I wish that people could have heard what Beck had actually said, like listening to it right now, because AMBERLYNN makes it seem like, oh, Beck she just came out and said that there was nothing wrong with Twinkie and that AMBERLYNN exaggerated the whole thing, which is kind of what she's saying, but she's not saying it to where like she just said, I don't really remember her being that way. I just know that she would exaggerate things, but in all honesty, she doesn't really remember the situation. So, it very well could be that that Twinkie was that bad off and really needed to go to the vet. And, for you just to ignore it and not worry about it at all and go to Chili's and stop and get her some joint treats or whatever you got her, you still should have probably made an appointment and taken her to the vet by all means,
For our vet close by, and I would have definitely taken her if she had been acting the way that Amber was describing.
Yeah, that's true too.
Aware of Amber lying to the audience about her hygiene, specifically in 2019? If so, did you have any thoughts on why she felt compelled to lie? Did the audience really pressure her in that way that she felt she had to, or was it something she felt within herself? By the way, I hope things continue to improve for you, Beck. Were you aware Amber was coming on camera, Ask FMs, saying, "Get out the shower, get out the shower, get out the shower, just wash my hands, just wash my hands"?
Yeah.
Were you aware she was doing that stuff?
I was aware that she was lying to her audience about showering, but
yeah. Ew. Free bleed. Good. A big one. Yeah. Oh. Oh, they are blinking a little. Okay. I was wondering, I thought I was seeing things. Oh no. Yeah, something. Sorry, guys. Hang on one second. Why they can't hear her. One second. After this one, we're probably going to end the stream just so I can go get some rest, and I'll come back tomorrow to watch the second one and more things with you guys. I don't mean to end it so soon. I'm just really not feeling the best. I'm so sorry. Um, I don't know why you're not hearing it though. So maybe, I don't know. Are you hearing it? Shoot. I don't know. Why it's not? Son of a bitch. Or muted? Oh, it's you still can't hear it, huh? Hang on one second, okay? Let me figure this out. I promise I'll be back. What in the world? I don't know. But not the video. Oh, okay. It's probably because I'm stupid. Hang on. I don't want to set it as default. Okay, so let's see here. We're gonna figure this out real quick. We'll stop sharing it, and then I'm gonna share it again and see if that's what it was. And audio, also share the audio. Yep. Okay. Hang on.
Anybody
All right.
around
You hear it
her when
now?
she was filming wouldn't say anything that would make that mask come off. I can't remember any specific times, but there were moments where she would be filming and she would nudge me and be like, "Don't say that."
Has Amber really ever had disorder while you were together? I've got a screenshot somewhere from the other night where I've been diagnosed.
Mute
but I
it.
haven't.
She did go to therapy a very short time when we were together, maybe a few sessions. But no, she was not diagnosed with BPD while we were together.
How did Twinkie act around Amber? Was Twink scared of Amber? We know, of course, that Beck was the one walking, feeding, caring for the animals on camera in live stream era. It seemed like Twinkie hated Amber but loved Beck. What were the animals like when she was on the binge monster? When she was shouting, when she was kicking off, when she was being horrible? I bet the animals were scared.
I bet.
I don't think that she was afraid of Amber, but I definitely do think that there were times that she preferred me. When the binge monster would come out or when she would be yelling, the animals didn't like that, so they would leave.
Looking back now, did you ever notice or clock Amber looking or talking
Emily
about
said that
PBS type
too.
of things?
The only thing that
About
I
her.
can think of is her Billie Eilish crush that she had when Billie was still under 18.
What was the final straw that made you end things? And what would you say is Amber's worst trait that you didn't believe until it was over?
I've already answered this in Karina Kaboom's Q&A, but basically we had an argument because she was pretending to be me in text messages to our friends, and that started a big, huge argument. And I went and spent the weekend with my family and just decided that I couldn't continue anymore. I would say that Amber's worst trait was how mean she was to me and how she would pick on me. And I didn't see that until we had broken up, watching old videos back.
I was in an relationship with a narcissist before, and one day it just clicked and I realized I was relieved to not have to see him. What was the moment that made you go, I don't want to be around her anymore? I have to get out of this, because that moment is a total game changer.
There wasn't a specific one moment, but there had just been so many different things that had happened and things just snowballed. And then we had that big argument. And then after that, I left. And then I did feel that sense of relief that you're talking about.
I would ask, did you truly not care about her size when you first started dating? And did you ever get frustrated talking to her because of her lack of education and vocabulary?
I was shocked and alarmed whenever I first met her and realized her size, but I wasn't trying to be judgmental about it. It wasn't that I would get frustrated. It was more amusing than anything. And the only thing that was really frustrating would be when she would think that something was right when it obviously wasn't. So either I would have to Google it or she would have to.
I don't remember if you told us or not, but what was the incident that caused your family to intervene? Never heard of a family intervening for that. Never come across it.
It was a lot of different things, but whenever my family started seeing less of me, they were concerned.
Were you ever embarrassed walking around while she was on a scooter and asking you to take a pic for a thumbnail? That's in victims. You had to see how big she clearly was and her dumb laugh acting all smug.
Yes, I was extremely embarrassed when she would have me take pictures of her on the scooter for thumbnails. The whole hanging out with her in the scooter, walking around Walmart for hours was embarrassing enough. But it wasn't the scooter that was embarrassing, because I walked around Walmart with other people who were riding scooters. And what was embarrassing about it was that the cart would be full of stuff, but then she would have me go get a new scooter when the scooter she was on would die. But I would have to ride it back to her and then switch all of her items over from the dead cart to the one that worked. And she would just ride off and keep shopping and leave the dead scooter where it was sitting.
Has she been physically abused with you or admitted to being abused with other partners? I'm guessing she didn't. Although she admitted to Casey that she hit Crystal.
No, and I just found out about her admitting that to Casey, and I had no idea. I'm shocked she admitted to anything, because she really doesn't like taking accountability.
I'd like to know if Amber had her lie about anything. Stupid destiny. Phone calls, test results, surgeries, diagnoses. I'd also like to know if Amber was ever when she was outed as being physical with Jade as well. So yeah, physical with Jade. Destiny pattern, isn't it? It's hard for me to imagine Amber's song would change with Beck. I'd also like to let Beck know I'm so incredibly proud of you, sweetheart. From the bottom of my heart, you can hear in your voice how much better you sound mentally, and it's so refreshing to hear. I'm so glad you're doing so much better.
I don't think I can remember of any time that she would have me lie about phone calls or test results or surgeries or diagnosis. There were times that she would have me lie to friends and family and stuff about things that she would say about them. I have said this before, but I do think had she been more mobile, she probably would have been physical with me. And thank you so much for the kind words. It really means a lot.
My question is, did Beck ever feel that there were times when AMBERLYNN would sabotage them when it came to food and weight loss?
I'm not sure if it was sabotage. We would start a diet and she would immediately want fast food, so it would set us back. When I was trying to diet on my own and she would not be dieting with me, I would have that constant temptation around me, so I would just give in.
Admitted to lying about the rain and pelt sleeves situation. Accused Casey of rape. And then did a slam poetry reading about it.
Every 10 minutes, I swear.
No, she's never admitted that to me, but I don't think she would ever admit something like that to me, especially if it made her look bad.
I'm so curious about how much Beck and Amber were recognized in public. Did people approach either Beck or Amber often? Do people approach Beck now?
Yeah, there were plenty of times that we got recognized out in public. There were plenty of times that people would come up to say, "Are you AMBERLYNN? It's nice to meet you," but there was nobody flirting with her or anything like that. And as for do I get noticed or approached now? No, it's only happened maybe once or twice in a year.
Beck, have you ever seen her hit any of her pets? But did she ever do anything like that? Anything like that with the pets? Did she ever clean the litter boxes?
No, she did not hit the pets. And no, she never cleaned the litter boxes. I always did that. Whenever we first got together and I would visit, there was this room upstairs where the litter box, it needed cleaned so bad that there was feces on the bed and on the floor.
Please, could you describe a typical binge monster episode for us?
Oh,
She would beg.
Oh, I've been
Sometimes she would just be like,
playing. Oh, hi,
please, will
Veronica.
you go get me this or that? It would just sort of turn into like a guilt trip. Like,
Thank you,
why don't you
Jojo.
love me?
When wifey moved into the apartment, did she do anything to help the household? Or
That
did
had to be so weird for Beck too when wifey moved in while they were still there. You know, I just could never, no matter if I hated my spouse, I could never do that. That just was such a weird dynamic for poor Beck to be stuck in.
she just pacify Amber?
Before wifey moved in, I stopped staying at the apartment and my stuff was just there.
I'm just
So
laughing
I
at her
really don't know
pictures.
what it was like around there all the time. But I do know whenever I would come back and like periodically get my
There are
things,
pictures.
then I
Sorry.
would sort of see how things did work with between wifey and Amber. But wifey was usually just on her laptop working and stuff. So there wasn't, I didn't see her do a whole lot, except for she would take Twinkie out. She would walk her. I did see that.
When did you realize that Amber was not the victim, but the cause of her issues? Yeah, I remember in the very beginning, you said you saw lots of hate comments, negative comments, and you thought she can't be that bad. Which is nice of you to look for the good and think, no, come.
I'm sure.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought too when I started watching AmberLynn. Like, you guys got to just be, you know, unhinged. There can't be that much wrong with this poor girl. And I thought, you know, when I very first started watching her, she was just getting done with Crystal and going on to move in with Destiny. And, you know, at that time, she wasn't getting like a super ton of hate, but that is when Capstone had started commenting, and that was her very first hater.
Started seeing things right away. But I think it was periodically over time that things built up and I started noticing more of like when people wouldn't stay in her life, you know, she was always the common denominator, and how she would say that she wanted help with mental health or weight loss, but then she wouldn't get it. I started to realize that she was the one that was standing in her own way.
Yeah.
What happened during the infamous night when they shared a house with Eric and Ricky? Everybody got drunk and suddenly everybody needed a change and moved out. Oh yeah, yeah.
I do remember that night that we drank and played Cards Against Humanity. We didn't fight that night, but there were times that we fought all the time. So there wasn't a fight that night that caused everybody to want to move out. It was just buildup of Amber wanting to move out over time because she was not happy living there.
I would ask Beck, when living with Eric and Ricky, did they ever mention or say anything about how Amber was treating you? That era is hard to watch. It's hard to edit. Oh, man. Because of how miserable Beck looks, and then the fact that Beck's family had an intervention. But Eric and Ricky still stayed friends with Amber.
Yeah, there were times where they were like, you know, especially when she would set the timers and stuff, they would be like, this is ridiculous. You don't understand why she does this or why you put up with it. There were other times where they just wanted to stay out of it. I have no idea why they stayed friends with her after I stopped being friends with her, but I know that they said that they thought that she had changed at one point, but then they had another falling out with her. And then after a little while, they started talking to her again and visiting her. So I'm not sure what happened after that either.
What happened after the camera was turned off? After the who's the one who's been wiping your ass? I've seen. Oh yeah, God, I don't think I thought about that, man.
Oh yeah.
You know, when you whispered about who's the one who's been wiping your ass, she didn't look happy. What happened after the camera went off?
She was really mad about it. She told me that her audience is never going to let her live it down. And I think she told me to lie and say that I was just joking about it, but I'm not entirely sure.
We've got a question from Jimmy Bunker, who you don't know who Jimmy is. He helps with the channel. He's one of my few friends. He's very nice.
Jimmy cracks me up.
And he likes it. And he says, what's your favorite anime? I'm a huge fan of Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, okay.
You'll know what that is, Beck. I've not got a clue.
I know.
I have a few different favorite animes. I like Demon Slayer, and I like Ranking of Kings, and I really like Attack on Titan. And I have started a Full Metal Alchemist, but I'm not in it very far.
There's a button heart.
Ask about the timer. Like, how did that even happen? Or another part of me is like, what did Amber expect to happen when Jade moved in and Beck was still there? Yeah. How did the timer thing even come about?
The timer thing started whenever I and play video games, and Amber was invited to go along too. She decided that she didn't want to, so she thought for it to be fair, she would allot me a certain amount of time to go down there by myself. And whenever the timer would go off, I would hear it, and if I didn't hear it, she would send me a text message and say that the timer is done.
Did Amber ever express to Beck any I don't know the right words. Did she have any kind of self-awareness during her bedbound live stream era about how physically disabled she is, and did she ever have any care for how Beck was going to be able to cope for that? Did she have any self-awareness for her being making herself disabled, and did she have any care for how Beck was going to be able to cope? Because that must have been very demanding.
Wow.
She did talk about it, so it did seem that she was self-aware, but she didn't want to put in the effort to and change the situation. And no, I don't think that she cared or thought about how it would affect me.
Did there ever worry about
Yeah.
the possibility that Amber's health would decline even further, and what there might have had that been the case?
But I felt very powerless in this situation.
Oh no, I'm sure there was one more I just saw earlier right there. I asked the question before, but thought of another one. Does Amber really keep her old phones? I don't think I did ask this. Or does she have a second phone, one for YouTube and one for burner accounts?
Yeah, she had 2 phones. She had gotten a new phone, and then she had her old phone. She would use her old phone for vlogs and live streams and stuff like that. And then she would use her new phone for other things, but I'm not sure exactly what she would use it for.
Right.
Thanks for doing this, Beck. For real.
And I thank you guys for spending time with me tonight. Yeah, you're right, Veronica. She did have those. I think she even said not too long ago she still had them, which is very strange. But I am going to log off for now. You're welcome, honey. Anytime. I'm gonna come back tomorrow night. I promise you it'll be earlier than tonight because, like I said, I was in the ER for a while tonight. But I would like to go over some more things and just talk about more stuff that I had questions about or questions that I may have seen that should be answered. And I feel like, the only way we are going to know the real story is by looking back at the lore. And I appreciate all of you that came in and watched with us. I love you. And thank you to all you beautiful, wonderful ladies for joining me and talking. And Jojo, I was so happy to see you. I hope you made some new friends too, and all of you together. You were wonderful. I thank you for being understanding too. That really means a lot to me. Until next time, my beautiful friends. Have a great night.